Hey everybody, what's up? What's up? How you guys doing? I haven't been on for a while because I've been super busy, as you guys know, moving the Desert Nature Alliance Museum back to the property. So it's been amazing, but I've been super busy. So today I've got this monster of Palo Verde that I need to be doing some, I don't know, pruning, cleaning up. So I figured I would turn on my video, talk to you guys a little bit, see how everybody's doing. Please put it in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff if you're on YouTube, if you're watching there. But come hang out with me. I'm going to clean this up. I definitely wanted to show you guys, for those of you who aren't anywhere near the desert, I am in Arizona. I am by the Superstition Mountain, and our bushes and gardening, if you will, is something else. But I'm born and raised desert, so I'm used to it. So I'm going to be lopping and chopping and all that kind of stuff over here. For those of you that are in the desert, don't start putting it in the comments you did this or that wrong. I don't even know if these are trees. Okay, you can't put that in the comments. Palo Verde, or Palo Verde is because it's green. But I think most of us just wind up trimming them like a tree because we need the shade. So that's what's getting ready to happen. I'm getting ready to lop and do all that kind of stuff and still talk to you and tell you about some of the stories and what's going on. So like I said, we moved everything. We were in a public space in a plaza, and I just hated it, to be honest with you. There wasn't enough nature. The views weren't right. The vibe wasn't right. All of it just felt wrong for me to be able to continue doing what I do for the nonprofit for the Desert Nature Alliance. So I was like, no, we didn't sign another contract, and we just moved everything back here to building that I have on the property that is working out perfect for me. So I'm excited by that. Probably got another week or two of finishing up all my details before I can have everybody come out and visit, but definitely stay tuned for that. So like I said, I'm gonna start lopping over here, start getting to work. I can't see my screen very well. It went kind of dark on me. Let me see if I touch it. Now it's probably just because I'm outside. Sorry about that, you guys. So yeah, getting ready to clean this up. I'm gonna show you what I normally work with. Of course, water all the time. If you are outside working, or if you're just outside, you need to be drinking water. Okay, because of the branches that I'm going to be working with, everything has spikes on them, very much like, say, like rose bush. If you're not familiar with the desert plants we have out here, the spikes on these are serious. And so I always improvise to take old pair of socks, and I cut a hole out of where the heel is at for my thumb, cut out the toes for my fingers, and now I have my arm protector so I can get in here and not get completely scratched up. Born and raised desert. I've been doing this kind of yard work now I'm 54 years old, for forever. And you learn different tricks of the trade, that is for sure. My dad would always get me up super early, and part of my job was weeding the fire break line. If you live in the desert, you have to keep areas clear so you don't have a whole bunch of underbrush and stuff that could possibly catch on fire. So that was part of my job growing up, and I'm still kind of amazed when I look back now, because when I was done, I'd get like at 20 and I was able to go out and go to the movies and stuff with my friends. And that was a long time ago. And I think kids today would still be like stoked to get a 20. Man, money is weird, awful. Anyways, so yeah, that was one of my chores growing up, was doing serious yard work like what you're watching me do right now. So yeah, it's the extra layers of that I improvise with just to keep my arms from being scratch free and stuff. So now where's my Cindy's? My loppers, I call them my Cindy loppers. And I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna start doing more of like a almost an umbrella effect, a canopy effect. So I'm gonna come up through the center of this and clean it out, and then start grooming. Now I'm not gonna do any of my small detail work with the little loppers, so yeah, a lot of this is just gonna be the heavy work of cleaning it out. But again, I do have a lot of my followers that are nowhere near the desert. Right now it's 100 degrees outside, so I do have us in the shade. Hot work, still early in the morning, but it's super hot. I like the bright gloves, so if I'm getting in there and there's something in there that wasn't aware of me coming, like a snake or something, this bright color is going to definitely let them know I'm coming. But for the most part, I just like them because they don't really get snagged too much in the trees. I use my hands a lot for this kind of work. So it says I'm going to just clear them out. So for this kind of look that I'm actually going for, so it does depend on what you want your your bushes or trees to look like. I'm cleaning these all up and turning it into almost an umbrella, because through here we have we actually have like a driving range kind of thing where the guys hit the balls down to this hole, and it's just kind of overgrown. So that's what I'm working on right now. So I did want to share with you guys, I had this really crazy experience recently. For a lot of you that don't know me, I better back up this story for just a second. I have a special license so for the museum, and I have a special salvage permit license. I also have now, because I've lived out here and I've been working on this for quite a while, I have multiple people that have large pieces of private property that I'm able to go and salvage from, that kind of stuff. I also have some amazing areas over here that I've been given permission to go onto because they don't necessarily want some carcass laying on, say, like a fairway where you've got multi-million-dollar houses all the way around it. So it's I do have access to a little bit more property than the 3 acres that I'm sitting on now, and so that's been really kind of cool. But I get called for all kinds of crazy stuff because of that. So a few days ago, I had already noticed that the turkey vultures were really collecting over in this one area that I could see. It's not in my backyard by any means. I would have to drive to it, but you could see it from a distance. That we weren't talking just 1 or 2 turkey vultures. We're now talking turkey vultures over there. It's like, what's going on in that area? Well, sure enough, I get word to me that, and I don't give out any of this information. You'll understand why as we keep going. Just because, he said, I have special permits to do what I do, and I don't want anyone to think that they can go snooping around and finding the areas that we're doing our research or our education or any of the salvaging for other people, like private property. So, no. So, anyway, so I get message that, yeah, out in this one area, there's parts and there's pieces. Stacy, do you want to go check it out? And that's usually kind of the message that I get from everyone around here. Most of the people in the area that I live in by the mountain have a decent amount of property around them, and we have all kinds of predators. You've seen me on the videos. We have coyote, we have bobcats, we have mountain lions, we have the top to bottom, we have the ecosystem out here. So yeah, you find stuff all the time, and that is what really started me doing the things that I do, doing the nonprofit, the education for it, and having the museum to be able to show you just the nature that's around, and continue the education on how the animals are doing with all of the, with all the people moving in. We have so much housing development happening that it's shifting and changing everything, right? So anyways, so get this message that, yeah, in the area that I kind of thought I was kind of seeing, there's parts and pieces that are showing up over there. Would I want to go? Would I want to, see what's there? Would I want to check it out? So yeah, so a couple of days ago, I was like, okay, let's go see what's happening. Turkey vultures aren't hanging out anymore, so it must have calmed down a little bit, right? But told the general area, see what we can find. Now, for those of you that do watch me and have known me for quite a while, in order to do some of the jobs that I do with the animals, I have to put myself into like a different energy space or realm. So you can be out in the desert and in the open safely, and you kind of just start feeling like you're more one with the animals that way. You're not, you're not I'm one of them. So got my energy to a nice low level. I'm being driven out to a specific area by someone, so I find it, and it starts getting really overgrown with brush near a wash, near a very steep incline, and everything about it sends my spidey senses just a big old no. I've been around enough food sites, kill sites for the coyotes. I've spent a lot of time around them, even the bobcats now, but haven't spent any time around a mountain lion's kill. Something about my spidey sense was starting to tingle and say, I don't know if I'm in the right spot or not. I don't know if I should be in here. So, sorry, I can't talk for it sometimes because this is like having needles come at you, so you gotta focus. So we get to this spot, and the smell is horrible, absolutely horrible. So something's died at some point over there. And as we're coming up, there's like a shoulder, a leg, and a hoof And so now I know what I'm walking up on. It's a mule deer that's been destroyed over here somewhere. But the terrain is now getting so dense and so compact that my spidey sense says this isn't the coyotes. I've been around them enough. I know where they go. They do hide stuff and they go into brushes, but this is something different. So keep going. Kind of directed to an area where they're pretty sure that the initial kill happened, because this was days ago now. Okay, I'm being brought over there later. Days ago, when the turkey vultures were all up there, it was on the side of a hill. Like people could see, I guess, a carcass or whatever. You could see something sort of up there if you were looking, if you were catching the smell, all the things. But these are private areas, so no, not everybody was seeing this. Absolutely not. No, maybe no one was. Maybe who? Just the smell of the turkey vultures. So that was days ago. So I'm brought up there. It's on the side of like this hill. You can still see like the markings of where like something ate part of it, or it's bloody or whatever. So yeah, it was really unnerving to be there. Just every part of it just felt like this just feels creepy and scary and wrong. But that's not where the carcass was anymore. About 20 feet down into this ravine was a mess of whatever you want to call it left over. After obvious multiple eatings, probably not just the mountain lion. I'm guessing a mountain lion killed this deer, plus everyone else that's gotten to it at this point. Smell still really bad, parts all over the place. But in order to get down and see it, and to do any of the investigation work, or to do any education, take any notes, do anything over there, I had to climb into an area that the energy was really still off, and there was still too many bushes and stuff around for me to feel comfortable. This isn't like when I walked up, there was the like so the shoulder was over there and there's arm. It was just very obvious, something anybody could walk up and pick up. In order to get to the rest of the parts and pieces and what was still there, you were going to have to do some maneuvering. And the more maneuvering I was doing, the more I felt like this isn't coyote, this isn't dog, this is cat. This is a strong cat, because this is a probably 100+ pound deer. This is a good size thing. The leg I picked up was good. This is a big size. So why am I telling you guys this story? The energy was crazy, and it was in it. I mean, like, if you're out here hiking and stuff, I just want you guys to be aware that yeah, you have big predators out here, and that let your spidey sense, is what I always call it, honor it if you start feeling something when you're out. So I get down into this ravine, and now I'm really like, this is about the most dangerous thing ever. I can't see, there's bushes all around me. Doesn't matter who all is standing around me. If something wants to leap out of me right now, I'm in trouble. Checking out all the mangled parts, and I was able to get a really good picture of what looks like a broken, very sharp tooth down in the kill zone. And so yeah, somebody broke a tooth in order to eat on the carcass that we had found. Amazing. And so yeah, but what I watched my system do because of it, because of how sensitive I was, everything in my system was like, this is awful. My nose was just pouring out. My energy, everything was like, get out of this area, get out of this area. This isn't cute. It's not good. And left. It took me a couple of days to recover, really, from that kind of level of really strong animal predator energy in the area. So in addition, between moving and everything else, and then I had guests come out and stuff, so I've just been so super tired and not able to get my work done or getting the videos off like normal. And I even took the night camera off, because I'm like, I don't even care what animals coming around right now. I just really don't, because I'm just too tired. But I am watching for something like that, like the mountain lion. We've known forever. We know when we moved here, there's signs up there that say that there's signs. And we're in mountain territory. I'm sure if you get up higher into the superstition is where you'll find like the bighorn sheep and stuff. We don't have those down here. The larger animals we have are mule deer and javelina. So we still have significant food chain animals that would draw a mountain lion or bobcats down through our area. We just have a lot of growth with the houses, which is going to shift the territories of the animals, or who's going to see what or where something's going to be eaten at. That's what I've been watching for years now. Different maps that we have, different areas that we're watching. And right now on this one, I'm kind of questioning if it's shifting, and it's really not. There's a whole big mountain range. There's big washes that are through there, the big mountain on there. So really, I think it was just the opportunity, you know, and that's how most of them are. Any kind of predator gets the opportunity to go after food, they're going to. But they're going to come back for it. They're not always going to eat everything right away. And so that's what I was going to tell some of you about. If you're out and you come across some kind of tore up animal, well, number one, you're not supposed to be touching it. Like I said, I've got different rules and certificates and all that kind of stuff and permission. Don't touch any of that kind of stuff. But if you come across an animal that looks like that's recently passed and you're out hiking, get out of that area. Definitely get out of that area, because there's more than likely something is still eating on it, something is still working with it. So like, so that's some of what I encountered and was able to talk about, give a little education about, learn and understand, and then really understand it firsthand what the energy feels like. And it's crazy and scary is what it is. It's when you're around something, you know. It had a mountain lion jumped out at me in a couple of the positions that I was in for certain. There wouldn't be Stacy anymore. So yeah, it woke me up. There's always that level of reverence when I go out. Sometimes you just find yourself in these positions. You start walking along and you're like, oh no, all of a sudden there's more brush or whatever, and you've landed in it. And that's kind of what happened to me. So yeah, it took multiple showers, naps, all of it, just some time away of like, that was a lot of crazy energy. And I'm not really ready to go back out, especially in that area, for a while, and just have a break. So I'm gonna keep working on the yard and keep working on the museum. And excuse me, we're gonna have pretty much ready to have guests come I'm gonna say by October. I need to change the door in the building that I have, but I still need to be able to have it so it's open enough for wheelchair, just better access and stuff. Can't just always have one door. We need different doors. But we have all kinds of issues out here where the sun's coming at us and beating at us. So I did buy an air vap cooler and then a different kind of cooler. But pretty soon the weather's gonna be fabulous, and we won't need any of that kind of stuff. And we have a nature walk that I'm putting together, and so all of it's really good. So why do I tell you guys this stuff? Well, because if you come out here and visit me, there's a lot more to be aware of than, say, like rattlesnakes or whatever that's here. We have all kinds of things. I do want you to come out and visit. I want you to see the new space. I want you to understand sometimes when I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm super tired because of the energy or whatever I'm working on. The bats that I've been working on lately, that takes a lot of energy and it's completely different than the energy that I use if I'm going out to like a site like I was taken out to that turned out to be like possibly mountain lions. So sometimes I'm just really tired, and that's why. The pruning that I'm doing right now, like I said, I'm talking, so I'm just kind of sort of doing it. I wrote about pruning, and they put it in one of the local magazines, and I think it's one of those metaphors for yourself. If you feel like you have too much or you're full, it's time to prune. It's time to step back and go, what can I clear? What clutter do I have in my life that needs to be kind of chopped off? Sometimes it does have to be chopped off. Sometimes a little nip off, whatever. Sometimes full branches need to come off. The society that we live in, we take in a lot. And so the need to prune almost seems to be there all the time. I always seem to need to prune something. My system is like, too much is too much. So I would recommend it. I would recommend if you're feeling a little too full, if everything's feeling too stressed, first off, go outside. Do the best that you can to get outside. I know not everybody has the access I do, but best that you can, get outside, open a window, whatever, water, 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 as much as possible. Try to get yourself back in tune with nature, and keep following me and the Desert Nature Alliance. I'm so excited to show you some of the new stuff that we've got going on, the new space. Yeah, a lot of good. Learned a lot from moving out into the public of that you can't, this kind of magic in nature and what things feel like, you really can't put into a cold little plaza. It just doesn't translate proper. I was never really happy about it. These weird people will walk by, say all kinds of stuff, and I was just like, this is not where I'm supposed to be in the least. And the minute I started bringing everything back home, I'm like, yep, this is it. So yeah, sometimes to breathe better, feel better, you gotta clear a bunch of stuff up. Put it in the comments. If you want to see more of me lopping the trees or what this look like when I'm all done, let me know. Much love to you guys from the Desert Nature Alliance. I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.